Yo, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Live in the
Wow.
Living Room, episode 12. We got Gutta Israel in the building.
What's up? What's up, man? I got
Uh,
it Israel because
hey,
I've been true.
hey, man, I appreciate you coming through today. Um, we was just talking behind the scenes a little bit, and I was expressing how a lot of the artists who I bring on and have been here with me, I've been following them for a long while. You know what I mean? And I've been kind of getting familiar with who you are as an artist, I guess, within the last year, I'd say.
About a year and a half.
Yeah, probably about a year and a half. You've been reaching out to me and we've been forming a relationship, you know what I'm saying, on Facebook and things like that, communicating. So, with all that being said, I just want you to really tell me more about who Gutta Israel is. Really tell us about your background, where you from.
We gonna get into it.
Yeah, talk to me. Tell me about who Gutta Israel is.
Who is good at Israel? Well, first and foremost, man, I'm a hip hop head. Like I'm a music lover overall, music connoisseur, music consumer. But I'm a hip hop head overall, golden era rap, 90s, boom bap, West Coast, all of it. That's what I be into.
Okay. All right. So, where you from? You from St. Louis originally, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'm originally from, Riverview and Edna. I guess that's like the Baden area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you come up with the name Gutta Israel?
Okay, so first it was Gutter
Okay.
or just E Gutter. Like that like before my prison stint and when I was younger,
Mhm.
it was E Gutter. And then when I went to prison, I got the name Israel.
Okay.
And then I just put them together. It meant something because they was coming from somewhere. This is not nothing that I gave myself.
Okay.
And it came from two different time frames, me operating as, you know, two different individuals, my younger self at that time and myself at the Israel part.
Okay.
So coming out, I just decided to put it together and it just it simply means God. It's tatted right here on my hand. God,
Okay.
unity. The two T's is trials, tribulation, and A is adversity.
Okay.
God unifies, or unity, trials, tribulations, and adversity. That is how we are all connected.
Yeah, I like that. You know what I'm saying? You created an acronym. So you said that the names was given to you, like E Gutta,
Yeah,
that was
like
given
that
to
was
you.
like a rap name. That wasn't necessarily, a street name. It
Name.
was like a
Okay.
rap name. I was battle rapping. I didn't know what to call myself. Somebody had threw out, gutter. I think I asked my friend at the time, Still. Yeah. Shout out to Chris Steele, man.
Okay.
That's where it came from. Cause I was just asking the homies like what should I call myself? Like, and they was like, yo, style, man, like what you be rapping about is gutter. So I grabbed on to that. My name is Eric
Okay.
E. Gutter.
Put it
Boom.
together. All
Yep.
right. All right. So E Gutta, and you said that came from more like battle rapping days.
Battle rapping days. We talking about okay. So once I moved from Baden, the Baden area, I moved to Spanish Lake.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
Kirby, Hazelwood East,
Man, everybody with it covers the battle.
everybody,
Like all the
because that's listen, bro. You saying it yourself. It ain't me saying
the
it.
big time battle rappers came from Hazelwood East for real. And listen,
Holla, Hitman, holla,
yeah,
Birdie.
they came for East.
Come on, bro. Them was the battlegrounds. And then back then,
Riley B was just talking about
Riley B.
it was just talking about
But
battle.
but back then, like it was just, it's all about the time.
Yeah.
And back then we talking about the early 2000s, 2000, 01, 02, and 03. In that time frame,
Mm-hmm.
you had a lot of the city moving out to
The
North
county.
County. Put it in
Okay.
perspective.
Okay.
We ain't talking about the North County we know now. It's wild.
Right.
But before,
It was
it wasn't there.
it was more fluent.
That's where you go. That's where you want to be at.
That's where you want to be at. Moving on up.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we did. That's what me and my father did, 2000, 2001. But in that time frame and moving forward, you got more and more inner city coming out there. and then they didn't have, you know how in school they got the dividing lines between, okay, if you're here you go to this school, if you're there
Right.
you go to that school. They didn't have none of that figured out. It was overpopulated.
Right.
So
Everybody was
Kirby 01, 02, we 3-4 deep on the bus. We lapping up on the bus.
Damn.
Fights. We bringing burners and
Damn.
knives to school, and we battle rapping. That's what it was.
It was wild times. It was like the Wild Wild West, huh? At that point,
I don't know what no, but that's what I was doing.
that's what you was doing.
That's what was going on. That's what
You can't say what everybody else was doing.
It was cracking. Like, put it in perspective. I'm 34, so we talking. We 10, 11, 12.
Right.
Just jumping off the porch. Like, we really just jumping off the porch
Mm-hmm.
at Kirby. We choosing colors and what size and all that stuff.
Right.
And the trailers, bro. And then we battle rapping. That's what was going on. Shout out to all the alumni.
So battle rapping, is that like your earliest times? Is that where you started at?
No, I started prior to moving out there, so I've been writing since baby. I've been writing. That was just my self expression, my way to vent. You know, my childhood, everything like that was just like, if I ain't have nobody, I'm the only child.
Okay.
Let's put that out there. I'm the only child, no siblings. Back and forth between my mother and my split up.
Okay.
So that was my confidence, the pad and the pen.
Right.
And I started writing probably, as I remember earlier, it's 5th grade. It started off with poetry. You know, you be writing the little girls, the love poems.
Yeah.
Trying to mac on the little girl, trying to get that together. And then it just, you know, my expression, my thoughts, my anger, my rage, my whatever. I'm writing it down. Then going to Kirby, I was always kind of like scared to like say my raps.
Right.
So I used to kick the beatbox and started there.
Okay.
So we go to lunch and I'll do
Yeah. Yeah.
or you know whatever, you know, we usually, you know, the grinding, the clips, the grinding. We
Oh my God, man! People used to do the grind.
man, or if we can go somewhere where it's some type of surface, you know, they pull the pencils out. We was kicking it.
Yeah. The
And-
pencils at the wave brush
right,
go crazy.
and just owning in on that freeze frame and on that time. That's hip hop.
Right. Facts. Nah.
We kids, we at Kirby, but that's hip hop
Facts.
in its rawest form.
For real.
And it blossomed from there.
So what age then would you say? Because that was way back, what, middle school? What age would you say you really discovered the passion to express yourself with music?
It was when I finally started like really pursuing battle rap. That's
Okay.
freshman year. That's
Okay.
freshman year at Hayes-Woody's. 13, 14.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not shy no more. And we doing this every day. You had to at East. Holler, the Rileys, everybody can attest to this. Once we got to East, Gladiator School, you coming in, you got the book bag on.
So
You coming in, you see a girl, you know, how you doing? You turn around, they, hey, yo, da-da-da-da. And you gotta go.
yeah, so basically Kirby was like the training ground.
Training.
But when
grounds.
you got the East, this was like Gladiator, the Coliseum, shall we say,
Yes.
right? That's what you telling
Yes.
me? Okay.
Yes.
Man, because I ain't gonna lie, man, I've had quite a few guests on here that have been from East, and they say, man, we was battling. They saying the same shit you
I'm
said.
gonna give you my experience. Literally, I got, you know, cool. Got the book bag over one shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Come in, got the headphones on. We had CD players back then. Got hey, what's up? You turn around, hey yo, you don't even know why this is going on. Yo, da 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 da, and you
Just
got
get the going on.
just get the going on.
Yeah.
This ain't sanctioned. This wasn't.
This isn't warranted.
This wasn't thought about a week ago.
No.
We didn't prepare for
See,
this.
and freestyle battles was more of the thing
It
back
was
in the
either,
day, right?
I'm gonna keep it real. It was either freestyle or, you know, you had your writtens, but you didn't make it obvious that
Mhm. Yeah,
you
fact.
wrote this.
You might have a few bars that you wrote.
Style Wars is what I like to call it. It was Style Wars.
Yeah.
Like the Wu-Tang would explain it, like, karate movies, crane style versus.
Facts. Tiger style.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Okay. I like that analogy. How
Who
you
the
put that.
dopest?
I like that. Yeah.
Who the dopest? And then it was clicks. It was clicks. Everybody had their click,
Mhm.
and then it was who clicked was the hardest. I'm gonna keep it real. Holla had the hardest click. He was the click to beat.
That was the
Because
best.
just like how he is now, what he going through now in the battle rap world,
That's it.
he got the crowd. That's why they be arguing. This is battle in the big room. This battle in the small room. Wherever he go, he gonna have the crowd.
Yeah. Facts. He got that popularity. You know.
It came from East.
Yeah.
It came from East. That was the stage.
Yeah.
So that's how we all got comfortable. That's how we all got comfortable with each other, because we was doing this every day. You had to have new rhymes every day.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
or you had to be able to come off the top of the
Or
dome
be able
every
to
day.
come off the top.
Yeah, I get it.
And you know how you an artist yourself, or used to be, we are right, and you would have, your bars, and then you need to be able to freeze frame it and go off the head in the moment, and then bring it back. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
But it was every day. So if you're a writer, like I'm a writer, I freestyle when I'm,
Feel it in the mood
Feel it.
for it.
but not so much back then. I didn't really have those skills back then. So I had to write every day.
Oh,
I'm writing
okay.
on the bus, I'm writing in class,
Right.
I'm writing when I get home.
So at that time, was you just writing battle raps, or was you writing actual songs?
Just battle raps.
Just battle raps.
Just long, how long verses, just long, just bars.
Yeah.
Because that's how
Write a whole
that's how it
motherfucking
starts.
64 bar.
Once you switch it from poetry and trying to format the rap, it's just a page. It's just
Yeah.
and then you memorizing it as you go,
Mm-hmm.
because every two lines, okay, what I'm trying to, and you keep saying it.
Yeah.
By the time you get to the end of it, you know it.
Right.
On
Yeah.
the bus tomorrow with this.
Right. Yeah, because I feel like writing and you got to memorize at the same time. It helps.
It goes depending on how your writing process is.
Some people just have to write.
Me, that's how I am now. I'm a chain smoker. I'm on the right. I gotta write it down. I gotta get it out. Then I come back to it.
And fix it.
But back then, the learning curve of it was line for line. And as I'm going line for line and trying to think of the next line, I'm steady saying the line.
Yeah.
So naturally, when you get to the bottom of it, you got it.
Right.
Now I'm in the shower saying it to
Yeah,
myself.
right.
I'm washing the
Remembering.
dishes.
And then you like, oh shit, what's that line? And you go back to the paper
and
you're
then,
like,
and
okay,
then, and then it's
And then you
tomorrow.
start it
And
off.
then it's tomorrow.
Yeah, nah,
I'll
that's
see you tomorrow.
okay. I feel that, because I ain't gonna lie to you. Early in my days, it was pretty much, it wasn't necessarily I was writing battle raps. I was writing songs, but that was the same process. I was writing and memorizing at the same time, because I want to be able to spit, like, listen to this shit I wrote. So yeah, I get that. All right, so when did you really start writing songs? Like getting into songwriting? If you was battling mainly then.
Songcraft came like in the middle of high school, because I'm trying to put something together to record and actually go to the studio.
Okay.
And also back then it wasn't how it is now. A 4-hour session gonna cost some bread.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone
What, then or now?
well, back then.
Back then, yeah.
It wasn't easy going to an actual studio.
It wasn't as simple
It's
as it is
not.
now.
It's not.
Back in the day,
Come on.
the
now.
recording process wasn't as easy as it is now. Like
So-
I could easily record something at home.
And I was
now.
just talking to my wife, but you being from that generation, I want you to speak about that. And you couldn't just, I'm gonna book a 4-hour session
Well,
and
for one,
get your mixing done and everything in one while. It wasn't that.
well, and for
20
one,
years ago.
it's like we didn't really know where to do it at, and then that's the main thing. 'Cause I always
It was a
correlated to
secret.
like
It was a
my
big secret.
generation's
It was a
black skateboarder. Black skateboarders, when I was a kid, we didn't know you couldn't get a skateboard. And if you did get a skateboard, it was like a fucking Walmart skateboard. If you know anything about skating,
Yeah, with the
you
big
can't
old wheels
you
on-
can't do no tricks on a Walmart skateboard. You're gonna break it. You feel me? So
break yourself.
right. Well, you break yourself anyway if you got a good skateboard. But cheap skateboards break real easy. So I always think about it like that. Like there was a time where it just wasn't as accessible it is, you know. So I feel that. And I'm glad you mentioned that because I don't feel like that's something we talk about enough. Like we got all these artists that are out, or you know, just
I feel
bro,
like,
5,000 new artists probably or more came out today, right?
right. It's
Okay.
per day. It's
Yeah, yeah.
I can't keep up. Listen, back in the day, you knew. Okay, these are all the rappers. It was
You can say them all. You could probably
you can
name
say
them all.
whether it was 30 or 40 of them, you could say them all, and then you could probably name you maybe 5 to 10 underground.
Right, right.
Now, the pantheon now.
It's just accessibility, you know, like we was talking about the video cameras. I think we was talking about that offline. We was talking about video cameras and just the accessibility. You know, we didn't have the YouTube and the tutorials, you know. These kids are so good at shit now because they could watch a tutorial and be like, oh, that's how you do it. And then they
Our
just mimic what
generation-
they seen. We didn't really have that as much.
Our generation, even though you a little bit older than me, like that moment of time, late 80s going into early 90s, that was the beginning of technology. That was kind of like the beginning of where we at
Well,
now.
yeah.
Game Boys, game
Advanced.
consoles.
What's actually crazy is what's actually crazy is that Game Boys was out in the 70s. Like that thing was a thing in the 70s.
Right.
But Americans didn't really have accessibility to these things. I think the first handheld Game Boy type of device came out in 78, 79.
Well, you know, in the 70s they had you had the basketball and you had the football.
Yeah, but yeah, you did.
You had them.
You
Don't
had
get
all
it
those
twisted.
little different like handheld games. Yeah,
Right. That was
the predecessor, yeah.
That was the beginning
Fact.
waves.
yeah.
And then boom, now let's freeze frame like 88, 89, 90, 91, where a boy's room, you got a color TV in your room. You can have a color TV in your room. You can have a game console in your room. The first Nintendo or the Super Nintendo, Sega or the Sega Genesis.
Right.
We lit. That was the beginning of where we at now.
Yeah, facts. Nah. And then when it went to from the cartridge to the CD is when we really got, you know, and then from the CD to the MP3.
And you know, and for those that don't know, I did what 10 years and 10 months across the state of Missouri. So in there we don't have that.
Right.
We still have CD players in there
Mm-hmm.
and tape players and big boy radios inside. I think right before I left, the last year and a half before I left, is when they started letting us get the tablets. And they had them in other states. But as we know about Mr. Marcellus last night, rest in peace, Missouri don't give a fuck
at all.
I'm finna open up segments about all of that because I've been through that.
Yeah,
I was in Bonter. I don't know where they executed him at. Rest his soul. I don't really like speaking on the dead, but like they only do that in a few places. They do that in Potosi. They do that in Bonter. And if I'm not mistaken, they do that in the New Walls, Jeff City.
Damn.
I was in Bonter, diagnostic side, waiting to go to whatever penitentiary I was going to. This is where they assess you, and you just waiting.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be days where they shut the whole camp down. It's an eerie feeling. You feel it in the air, and they execute one of us.
That's fucked.
And I've been either in the child hall or waiting to go to child or coming back from child around that time, 6 o'clock. I know that.
That's crazy that like you just said the exact time. And that's so fucking sad.
Yeah, yeah.
So that happened multiple times then when you was there to know. I mean, one time is enough to know. I feel like, but multiple times.
I want to say at least in that 6 month time frame, because they don't execute people often, but like in that time frame, because we should be able to go back and fact check what I'm saying. So I don't want to be inaccurate. We talking 2011.
Okay.
Whoever was on the bill to go in 2011, whoever went in that time frame while I was there.
Okay. Yeah. Right.
Say that.
I mean, experiencing it once is enough. So, all right. So, we talked about your earlier passions for music and how you started off as a battle rapper, and that was really where you got going. And then you say around the close to the middle of your sophomore year, beginning of your junior year, you started really putting songs together. You know what I'm saying? You said about halfway through high school, you started putting songs
Yeah, because I
together
wanted to put something together
to record.
yeah, to record, demo and all that. And that's when I started peeping the switch, the difference. I'm like, it ain't, especially at that time, it ain't no money really in battle rap.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I'm like, I gotta get on Songcraft to either be a ghostwriter or an artist. And at that time, I wanted to be an artist. So that's when I'm like listening to other people's songs and trying to craft it how they craft it, but with
Okay.
my own words. That was the thing.
I like the way that you ended that because it segues perfectly into my next question, which is who was some of your early inspirations then? Because I feel like a lot of us do that when we start writing, when we start trying to write songs that we can
Emulate the art. You emulate the art. Listen.
So
none of this is our own. We
Facts.
are all borrowing.
What?
None of this, when I say this, the art, the culture,
No.
the sauce, the drip, the words that you get, where they coming from, none of this is our own.
L Boogie said it the finest.
We all are borrowing from each other.
Yeah, L Boogie.
Is what I was trying to say.
Lauryn Hill said it the finest. She said, "Everything you do has already been done."
Yeah, it's nothing already new under the sun. And then they say, when it come like within the culture, you biting or whatever. Like it ain't about who did it first. It's about who did it fresher. Like, can I take this idea, reinvent it,
right?
Do it to the magnitude you did it, to the frequency you did it, which is paying homage, or taking it up a notch, which is the highest honor in itself, because we do this to inspire people.
So who were some of your early inspirations?
Jay-Z, Pop, Tupac. I'm gonna keep
Tupac.
90s, mid-90s. Come on, everybody had the bug.
Listen, I lived it.
Everybody had the bug. Everybody was throwing it. Everybody was doing it. I'm not even from the West Side. Everybody was doing it.
I often speak about Pac in the mannerism of more being disappointed in the late life of Pac, because I was a huge Pac fan. I feel like Pac is a very influential artist in my life,
especially when you get mature and look back at the story.
But that's facts. But it's just he was such an influential artist in my life that when he lost his life and just how he was acting at that moment, I was kind of disappointed. You feel me? Because
you saw it.
He was such an influential part of so many people's lives, like making them think more. You know what I'm saying? And the 90s had so much music that was like, there was more uplifting music that we consumed.
The Big Brother just said it from that side, from the West Coast. The name just escaped. MCA. MCA just spoke on it the best.
Okay.
Why at that time frame? Because think about it, 25 years. All this and what we know is encapsulated in 25 years, only 25. And towards that end part, what you talking about? Why, once you got everybody attention, you done made it out, you done made it to the status that you done made it, why would you adopt gangbanging and make that the way?
Speaking of that,
paraphrasing what MCA said,
right? And
I feel the same.
Facts.
Looking back,
because
at it now, because we all kind of went in that trajectory, and I don't want to frame it wrong, but
I feel like a big reason that we kind of all went that trajectory and we all kind of started claiming hoods and started, picking colors is because of the movie Colors. And because it's just That's my
for your generation.
but my generation paved the path for yours. You feel me?
And then I can speak on what Nipsey said with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll get back to the influences. All this is influence. But Nipsey said it. For him, and it was kind of like the same for my era too. We you know, Pop, Nipsey, it felt crazy when he passed away too.
Yeah.
But for his generation, my generation, we kind of jumped off the porch to 50 and then Get Rich or Die. What up, blood?
Yeah, what up?
What up?
I could feel that. I could feel that.
But overall, it was the music. Like for y'all generation, y'all had Colors, y'all had Scarface, y'all had certain visual things that y'all saw.
Yeah.
Y'all was making the music. What we heard was
what up, blood? I could give you that. No, and listen, I've been listening the whole way, so I definitely feel you on that because when I heard that Get Rich or Die Trying, and when 50 was on that, that's this is like listening to Jeezy. You get in hustle mode. You get it. You know what I mean?
Think about the city. A lot of the city don't really gravitate towards East Coast, do they?
Not really.
Listen, when Pac said
fuck the East Coast, this became a West Coast city.
When he said what he said, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Listen.
I know.
Anything prior, listen, I'm gonna tell you, bro. Anything prior that era was safe. The pioneers of it. But once it came down to that era, I don't think we start rocking with them again to like Jadakiss started making solo shit. Like we was mad. I wasn't listening to no Jay-Z. I didn't start listening to Jay-Z, and he's one of my influence.
I don't really feel like this city really fucks with the East Coast now. I feel like it's certain pockets, but I don't really feel like. And plus, I also think that
how we don't.
We
don't mess with the East, and they started hip hop, and then how we don't mess with the West because we don't really like a lot of West Coast music. How we don't mess with the West.
I feel like the Midwest makes better music than the East Coast and the West Coast.
But we talking about influence. Influence. The music started going back to right before your era, right before your stomping grounds. The music was coming from the East. We don't respect the East. We our own special little city, bro.
No, I feel
and then we don't really gravitate towards West Coast music, especially nowadays. And it's like how? And then we get our gang banging culture from it.
Yeah. We definitely get the gang banging culture.
So we really like St. Louis. Shout out to my city, St. Louis versus everybody. Like we different.
Yeah. So, going back to that, that time when you started putting the songs together, do you remember like your first song and recording experience back then?
I do. And I think the very first song I recorded was that Jay-Z, back to that. Blueprint, Takeover. Okay. No, not Takeover. That you don't know what you're doing. Sure, I do. I'm from the streets where the hood is. Whatever the song that was.
Okay.
That beat at that time crazy, and I remember structuring the flow just like his, but putting my own words to it. Like that's how I started, like learning songcraft.
Okay.
And then those was the first songs that we recorded and even performed. We would take instrumentals because we couldn't afford it wasn't as accessible.
Nah, yeah. Everybody wasn't making beats back then. Everybody wasn't fucking on YouTube with the type beat.
Listen, rip the instrumental.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finna either flip it and make it our own, or we just finna take the same cadence, the same melodies. We finna take the words out, put our own words in. We performing these joints and people rolling up like, damn, that song hard. Like, who made that beat? Yeah, that's Rick Ross beat.
Right.
That's Lil Wayne beat.
Yeah. A lot of the, back in the day,
you had to
get the instrumental.
And shout out to Riley B. He was just on the show, but my first recording experiences is with Riley B and some other individuals at the time, like we used to call ourselves the GSB, the
Okay.
Goonie Squad Boys or whatnot.
Okay.
And they was, you know, a little bit older, and they took me up under their wing with the recording process. Back to that real quick. It was Mixcraft. You had to get it down in one take. There wasn't no chopping it and
Yeah.
punching.
Yeah.
And that's how we learn to perform. That's how we learn to get our breath. That's how we learn to get our confidence and memorize. Because you had to, once you get to this microphone,
You got to do it. You got to go all the way through it. Wasn't no punching in and all that. Yeah, I know. And think about just before that, the generation before that, you really had to be ready because it wasn't like just click and delete it and do it over again. You done
was
fucked up
literally-
a whole bunch of tape.
it was literally 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, get it right. Why do you think Michael Jackson was getting his ass whooped? You got it. You fucking up.
Nah, facts. Nah, facts. But it made him the coldest ever because that boy was in there recording. And then he was recording some other shit, motherfucker making whole beats off of that. And then he was going in, and man, Michael Jackson is just an incredible artist.
Do
Like,
you know what he would be able to do on this equipment now?
oh my God. Oh my God. If he could go back and have the equipment that we have now, Jesus, even if he was still alive though, yeah.
They chop.
He kinda
I found
was here for
something.
some of
I
it,
found something on YouTube, and they chop. This is how ahead his sound was. They chopped up. They ain't really chop it up. They chopped their stuff up and made it like the new sound, like some acid rap emo type fusion, but put it with the Michael Jackson, and it sounded like some trap music. Bruh.
Right. Right. Yeah, I've heard some things like that. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. All right, so just like going back to that recording though, that early recording. What was the process like? You said Mixcraft, so you had to go all the way through.
That was first, and then of course it was Fruity Loops, because it was, you know, we talking about the budget artist, bro. We talking about the average dude in wherever you from. I ain't gonna say the hood, wherever you from with a dream. I know other people had different experiences.
Right.
Other people had, you know, different equipment.
Right.
Other people had, you know, they family and stuff invest in them early. We are not talking about those individuals. We talking about Mixcraft, Fruity Loops, download and try to get the master key to unlock it.
LimeWire and a beat.
LimeWire, a beat.
Shitty microphones. Maybe you had to hold the microphone
You sitting right here.
with a microphone.
Don't touch the cord.
Yeah, because it's.
Hey, we got to get this right.
He said, don't touch the cord.
Now once I hit this, you gotta go. You ready? Take a deep breath.
Boom. I know.
And then that brought on to get it the one take Jake. That brought on that because we not trying to do this one verse 9 times.
Facts. And
Because
everybody else want to do their verse too.
Right. We here for the fight now.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. Why the fuck you ain't getting that shit together, man?
Like, I don't know. People like working with me, whether they young, but especially if they are older and been through these
What we talking
about. They appreciate working with me because it's so much gratitude. When I get to the studio, bro, I'm so ready.
Oh yeah,
I'm so ready. Yeah. I got my stems for you. I got everything on the flash drive for you. I damn near got the whole song ready and memorized. I'm ready to get on the mic. I'm waiting on you to pull it up because I'm grateful.
You my favorite artist to work with because it's been. I don't want to really sit here while you write. I will if you want to pay for it. I will, but I don't really want to.
But I'm just grateful because studio back then either meant a grip. You either need a lot of money, and know somebody that's gonna get you in, or you was recording at your homeboy studio. Or
the difference between now and then, for real, as far as paying for studio time, is like back then you didn't have options of what you paid for studio time.
Right.
Back then, studio time might be like $150 to $200 an hour.
An hour. And I'm gonna tell you what they was doing back then. They had 3 and 4 hour blocks, but this is how they tried to play you back then. This was the gimmick back then. You can't wait all the way to the end of my session to start mixing it and then get me to extend
The time. Yeah, nah, if I pay that.
time. I came here, I got what I need. I'm ready. I got the beat, I got the song. It's memorized. I just gotta lay it down. You gotta do what you gotta do. They'll try to overextend it because you trying to maximize your 3 to 4
Right.
hours.
Yeah.
So I got 5, 6 songs to do. They don't want to do the work, so they finna try to pity pat with this one song. It's like, nah. That was the model back then.
Yeah.
Now, okay, boom, you got your blocks. And then we working, and then 9 times out of 10, we gonna be able to get this mixed down, and you take it with you when you leave.
Now, with all that being said, from a producer and engineer standpoint,
Okay.
I will say this. What we can do in the amount of time now versus then is different because the mixing,
That's important to say.
the
That's
mixing
important to
things
say.
now, when you go into a studio now, especially if you worked with an engineer before, he should already have a preset, right?
Right.
Of how you gonna sound. So
Right.
you
I
just
know that
going-
now, but
yeah. So you right. So you gotta give him some. You gotta. I'm just saying, give him some grace. You can give them a little bit of grace,
okay,
because
okay.
it's a different time. Like I
Yeah.
could literally set up a template that even if I haven't worked with
Well,
you,
no,
as an
put it in
artist
perspective.
before,
Yeah, that's
you know,
where I'm at with it now.
yeah.
But back
but
then,
there,
it
it seemed like they was
my
nickel and
beat,
diming.
I got my beat, and I got my song. I'm only trying to do.
And sometimes a lot of
Yeah.
motherfuckers was nickel and diming you because for real, they didn't want to record you. A lot of studios just didn't want to record
a
hip
lot of
hop.
studios wasn't even good. The ones that you could just stumble upon it, they wasn't the best studio.
Right. That's why I'm
I
gonna be.
would, you know.
That's why Matthew Sawicki and Ross R.I.P. from Fat Buddha
Right.
are like revered in the city because they actually would work with
And
niggas.
I know,
You know what I'm saying? Like
right. And
for
I know,
real.
and I know that, you know what I'm saying, and heard that while my travels, I've just had the pleasure of starting to go to places like Fat Buddha and you know what I'm saying. What's the other one? Suburban Pro.
Suburban Pro.
Meeting these actual people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, definitely R.I.P. to Ross. Like he kicked the door open for a lot of the people that I look up to.
Man, it's been so many artists that he's worked with. It's a lot. R.I.P. to Ross, man. All right, so who are some of the artists, producers, engineers that you working with right now? You've been putting out some music over the last few years. Actually, let me just go back a little bit. When did you get back? When did you get out? Because you said that you had been locked up for like 10 years.
Okay, so I got locked up, caught my case, my time or whatever. 2010, October 2010, put it in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And before that date, I've had a few performances. I spoke about that with Riley on his show. No songs really out like how we know to do it now. That's another thing, the knowledge and the know-how of what to do. We didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
We was figuring all this out. So I never had no songs or anything like that registered. I had
before
incarceration.
I had just the MySpace song.
MySpace page. It was
they pop on your song. It was going. Your song was booming.
Had a couple performances. And
okay, at that time
was going from there.
Okay.
Now, like I said, I got home 2021. 2021.
Right.
August.
Okay.
Of 21. So I've been home 3 years, but I've been back at it like full-time grind like half of that time, like a year and a half.
Okay.
And it's been working for me.
Okay. That's what's up.
And who I've been working with, really, like I've been finding people and building relationships with the people that I've been meeting on BeatStars.
Okay.
BeatStars is like the go-to app now.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not just ripping it off YouTube.
Facts.
Or even if you are going to YouTube, for all the artists, stop ripping off beats.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. Stop. Like,
Sometimes though, sometimes
Nah.
it don't just be the artist's fault. It do sometimes it do be the producer's
nah,
fault.
it depends on what
But
you're doing.
if
it's
you ripping
just
it from YouTube, I
like
definitely.
if you just putting the song out there just to be heard, that's put it in proper terms. That's for promotional use or for promotional use only. That's okay. But if you trying to upload this to a DSP, don't be stealing people's stuff, bro. Build a relationship with them. I go on BeatStars. I go on YouTube. I find these people on Instagram. Everybody that's in music gonna be on Instagram.
Right.
And I just jump in a DM and start rapping with them, like how I met you.
Right. Nah, facts. That's like we just started
And,
talking. Yeah.
Like for my song Poetry, this is a kid out of Poland. Come to find out, he's like
They did the beat.
Yeah, they did the beat.
And that was what, 2023?
2022.
2022. Okay.
Or I might have caught that end of 2021. You know what?
It's 2022.
Yeah, so
2022.
yeah,
okay.
That's a kid out of Poland. And I just asked him once we did the deal with the beat and I paid for it and all that. Like, what are your influences? Like, why are you even doing this? And he was like, Chicago and St. Louis drill rap. He all the way in Poland.
Yeah.
Messed me up. He didn't know where I was from.
But it's crazy that he just said
He didn't know I was from St. Louis.
It make you feel like, does he know where I'm from?
Right. He didn't know.
Like, is he fucking with me right now? Like, is that really? But
because I sought him out. I found the beat, found him, sought him out. This is all happening in real time. He ain't got no chance, no time to do no homework on me that fast. So when he said that, I'm just like, we reaching Poland?
Right. No, you'd be surprised, bro. Hey, my biggest fan base.
And then
on
to
YouTube,
see it in real time with the connectivity and the technology, okay, you had 5 listens today in Poland. Like, that's...
Yeah. Nah, my biggest YouTube viewership and support is Mongolian.
Yeah.
Mongolian.
Shout out to Mongolia.
Yeah,
shout out to Poland. Shout out to
me
music lovers worldwide.
Everywhere. Yeah, I feel like that's one of the biggest downfalls of the thought process of a lot of the artists that I know is that they just think so locally and not globally.
It's hard because,
and when I say locally, I even mean nationally.
Culturally, we try to safeguard what we can because so much has been stolen. Let's just keep it real. I'm gonna say that first. But at the same time, in certain respects, it's to our detriment because we'll look at something and misinterpret it and be like, they culture vultures, or they just trying to be like us. And it's really culture appreciation.
Yeah, we was talking about that offline too. I'm glad you brought that back up though. But yeah, we was talking about that.
You can have somebody misinterpret these Mongolian people that's rapping or into the music and just vibing to it. They trying to be like us. That's the wrong way to look at it.
Yeah. Well,
that's what we do this for, to inspire people.
In some aspects of the things, because
it's a fine
line, brother.
And you have
because
to know
it's some stuff that I've seen. And I've got YouTube videos up of it. It's one Mongolian rapper, and he say nigga more than he say more than a little bit. Skinny jeans, my nigga.
Hey, it's some Asian. I know some Asians, like some Asian Crips, they be going hard.
Yeah, I believe it. Do I mean fucking Asian people got gangs for sure. The Mongolians, they.
But I'm talking about like with our swag though. They
right.
Wave. I'm talking about our wave.
Now, see, one thing about the Mongolians, the majority of the Mongolians that I've seen, as far as musically, they got our swag and shit, but they also incorporate their culture into it heavily. You know what I mean?
And that's dope.
Yeah, it is dope. I think that's one of the dopest things.
I think I caught a couple of things that you done posted.
That's one of the dopest things about it. One of them motherfuckers, dude, had the falcon and shit.
You know when it's real and you know when it's not.
That's my point. Facts.
And more people need to look at it through those lenses. We just so used to
safeguarding.
We just so used to being abused.
Yeah, facts.
Looking at it on the fly, it's like, what are they doing? But learn we as a culture we have to learn how to look at things with that eye, with that discernment, and be like, okay, they trying to copycat, they trying to come in and take something, or
They paying homage.
because that's what it's about. Every 5 to 10 years, somebody gonna get this and make it their own.
Right, right,
Anyway,
right. That's facts. Yeah, you sure right about that. Every 5, 10 years, somebody gonna get it out of
and for the
nowhere and
ones
make
that
it their
got
own.
longevity, for the ones that's like in our age bracket that are able to get in it and find a lane and exist in it, that make us the sages. That makes us like kind of like the elders and teachers
Mm-hmm.
in this.
Right.
For real.
So
If you want to look at it that way.
let me ask you a question, real quick. When you went in, you said that was about 2010. You got back out about 21, right?
So they
So when you went in, you was kind of doing some performing and you was kind of out on the scene a little bit then, right? Who was on the scene then that is still on the scene now?
you already know the
Notable.
names I'm
Tell
gonna
me
say.
some names. Tell me a few notable names. Like who was on the scene then? That was who that's still on the
You
scene
be having them on the show.
now.
That's what's so dope about it this time. You done had them on the show. We done all went to the same school. We done probably had the same class. You know 'em. The Bodines, the Riley B's, the Dub O's, the come on down.
Hey, I fucks with that answer. Like, I just wanted to know. I just wanted to see,
Cause I look up to them, and you know, like I said, I started recording and rhyming with Riley B. Not when he started, but that's
just in that time frame.
in
right?
that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
So just to put it in perspective, and this ain't no shade or nothing like that, I would consider him like directly across from me, like an equal.
Right.
But the Bodines, let me tell you about Bodine. Bodine used to pull up to the crib in the Mustang back in the day, and we just used to just
Bodine
flow.
had a Mustang?
It was mom's Mustang.
Okay, okay. All right, I
Like,
can
we
see
kids.
that. I can see that.
We
All right.
kids back there.
Yeah. Bodine's, that's
But
raw
he'll
right
pull
there.
up, but still though, he driving. I'm not driving.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me?
Right.
Perspective. And he pull up and we just used to, just
I mean, like, the homie who pulled up was big back in the day. Like, whoever
Right.
had this whip was
you
that was
able to
big.
you
like,
able to pull up.
yeah.
Cause
Facts.
for the ones that did have they like, I ain't never had no license. I ain't get my license. I got out of prison.
Right.
But for those who had their license, that don't mean they had permission to use their mama and their daddy car.
I didn't get my license until I was 21 because I didn't have a reasons to have one before then. Nobody
Right.
was letting me drive.
Different circumstances. So if you able to back then, you
Right.
was the one.
Facts.
Riley, he was another one who can just pull up.
Mhm.
Whether it was their car or their parents' car, but yeah, those individuals was on the same. Jay Skills.
Skills. Mhm.
That was that we had our own thing branching off from GSB at the time. We was calling it SOS, Swagger of St. Louis. That's
Okay.
when the word
Swagger of
swagger
St.
was so
I love hearing about y'all clicks from back in the day.
yeah,
and shit.
bro.
Yeah, I love hearing about the clicks from back in the day.
Because it's all interconnected and it's all dope to look back at it.
It's history.
And then, like you say,
it's St. Louis hip hop history for sure.
listen, I said it on Riley's show, I'm gonna say it again, man. For me to do that time and then to come out and not only see these same names still be active. Shorty the Prince, let's throw his name out there. I don't know him like that, but
But he was in the mix.
whoever, to see these individuals that of our bracket and generation of doing things, still doing it now, but to even go back once I get the technology, because we didn't have YouTube and all that stuff,
Right.
of course. So to go back and look, and this is what they was doing.
Mm-hmm.
That's inspiring.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you this story. Your mans. It escaped my memory. They just had the show. T Dubbo and
Tefpo.
Tefpo.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that song he had back in the day on the radio? That something in the kitchen. See my niggas cooking. Something in the kitchen. Back in 99. Whatever that song was, bro, I could pull it up on YouTube. Like, that was on the radio.
Right.
At a certain segment in my life while I was locked up. I think I was accountable. I don't even think I took my time yet. And that was on the radio, and I would wake up to that every morning.
Okay.
Before the morning show came. Like, just hearing that, like, I'm in here, I know I'm finna do this time, but I know it's still certain ones. And I don't know if we've been around each other now. I don't even think I met him in person. But it's the vibe, it's the aura, it's what we come from. It's, like you said, them same battlegrounds, them same training grounds, us trying to learn and do this independently on our own before that was even a cool term to say.
Right.
Like, we've been doing this.
Right. Well, yeah, facts. That's just something I feel like
we've been doing this.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of people just think is something that's
so it's just a salute. Like, if you in the army, we wasn't in the same branch, or we wasn't in the same brigade or regime or whatever you call it, but it's a salute.
Right. Facts. All right, so Connect the Dots episode 12 with Riley B. What was that experience like for you? Because that was kind of like you jumping back out here in a way for me. That would, like, I ain't gonna lie, for me, I synced the episode and I was like, oh yeah, he got something. See, because I didn't know about the other music and everything like that, because I had to learn about that on my own. But I can also appreciate that from a reason of building a relationship. You talk about that a lot, and you talked about that earlier. So before we even get into building relationships more, though, Connect the Dots episode 12, and that really kind of being like a here I am moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? How was that whole thing? Because you went on there and spit some fire. I was like, hey, all right, I fucks with dude. This the dude that been in my inbox? This the dude? Like, why am I just hearing this?
I said it offline. I'm the little brother that nobody ever wanted. I'm the only child. So, for the ones that I do know, we got, I can pull up Bo, Skills, Riley on my phone. I know them.
Yeah, facts. No.
You see what I'm saying? So, to be on Riley's show, first and foremost, Riley's show, just that in itself. Like, he doing his own thing, got his own platform. Nobody else attached to it. That in itself, salute. Then, he reached out to me. Hey, I want to bring you. I got on there before the double XL, and so that's
right.
That's bro.
Yeah.
That make me feel super good. And like I said on that show, like if y'all can do it, I can do it. If they can do it, we can do it.
Thanks. Let's just go pull that up real quick. Here's the episode right here. Make sure y'all go. I just told y'all on Monday, but make sure y'all go check out Connect the Dots 314. Get them a subscription. Make sure you check out episode 12 with Go to Israel. And listen, when I seen that episode, I was like, yeah, this dude, he's serious. I was digging what you were saying.
I came to make a statement because, like I said,
a statement was made.
Boy jumped on there for that second season. I was supposed to meet her that day.
Okay.
Like, I just be missing. Like, you see how Riley was just here.
Right.
The day I did that episode, T Dub, I think, was supposed to have did his episode.
Oh, okay.
But something that happened, and then it's like, hey, like, can you come right now?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm like, I had a pool party playing. You see how I'm dressed all goofy and stuff, like I was just playing in the pool. Pool. For you, yeah, let's go. Last minute spur of the minute, let's go.
Had on the Spider-Man shirt. I wasn't tripping off of none of that.
So I'm like, let's go, and yeah, I just wanted to let people know that I'm back and I'm active. If you come from the cloth that we cut from, salute. If not, it's time to wrap this shit up and get out the way.
All right. So then after that, like shortly after that, New Music Thursday, you kind of went out and popped out to that and did a little bit of networking. Tell me about some of the people who you may be working with, like behind the scenes, or some of the relationships that you forged from that situation.
I'm just gonna put it out there because it's a lot. So all together, shout out Midwest Mixtapes, Adam Murphy. That's somebody who I met in my trajectory going upward, and he's helping it stay that way. Uh, yeah, shout out to him. I appreciate him and uh the DJ, the DJ Coalition, DJ
Mm-hmm.
Coalition, getting in with them. They threw the whole event, and it was a real good experience. Like I had shows, but like performing for the people who are, I guess you could say, the tastemakers and the
Mm-hmm.
button pushers
Right.
of they region or of they city or of they platform. They are the tastemakers and button pushers, and to perform for them and get their feedback, that was dope. That was a real cool experience. And what they said, they was like, "Hey, like you need to be trying to get your music onto, some sync, some movies, some video games, like to get that raw feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know the stereotypical St. Louis that we heard. We all hate on each other.
It ain't a hit.
Everything,
It ain't a hit.
everything. Listen. We not living in those times no more. Everything that I've been involving myself in, everything that I've been doing, everything that I've been seeing has been about unity. It has been about love. It has been about community building and trying to stalk this bag down. Most of all, trying to get this
Mm-hmm.
money.
Yeah, I feel like you in the right circle if that's what you're seeing, because it's a lot of people that don't see it that way, but that's the way I see it. You know what I'm saying? But they just, you know,
It's still
yeah,
it's
of
still
course.
little stuff that's going on, but I'm saying looking at the overall picture and what's going on now versus what we know.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on right now ain't the same script, and it's us. What we doing? Our platforms. It's us in the here and now in this real moment, putting our foot down. Like, hey, we not finna let this go no other way.
Right. Okay. I
Look
feel
at what
that.
Sexy Red doing. She kicked it.
She kicked the door
Look at
open.
what Metro, certain ones.
I feel like some of the artists, I feel like Sexy Red is more of the better example than even Metro Boomin. Like Metro come back and do things he does and everything like that, but he's like
Sexy
he's
is
not.
relatable though.
Yeah, sexy is hella relatable, but
That's what it
but it's
is.
like you know where the fuck she coming from. You know what I'm saying?
'Cause she's
Whereas the Metro
relatable. She
Boomin
from the north side.
or even Smino. You know, Smino, he could be like, well, he don't know where he's from. You know what I mean? But he's a St. Louis artist.
Right. That's just to keep it real. That would be me like in my shell. Like I'm a nerd and a gangster, so that would like that whole little vibe. Like I get that though.
Mm-hmm.
I get that, and you still hear it. You still hear it. They steal everything
Yeah,
from us.
yeah, they do. All right, so
Who future producer?
who Future producing? I don't
No,
know.
I said who's future producer.
Oh, Metro Boomin. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
There you go.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. All right, so let's talk about you've been dropping projects pretty much, man, like since you got out for real. You dropped one in 2022 with Poetry, Calling Me in 2023, and Better Route 2023. You got Children of the Cotton, which I feel like that's one of my favorite songs right there of
I
yours.
appreciate
That's
that.
that's a
I
dope
appreciate
ass
that.
song.
I appreciate that.
And Locked In 2024. Just tell us about for real, I want to know about Children of the Cotton. So like tell me about your inspiration for that song and
I'm gonna break it
how
down.
you
Can you
got to
play
that.
it? Can you play a little bit of it like low? Cause like it just
And well, you ain't gonna be able to hear
oh,
it.
we ain't gonna be able to
Yeah,
hear
we ain't gonna be able
That's
to hear it. And I don't
but
want to
it
get a
gives me the
copyright strike,
goosebumps,
but
like that's a kid out of That's a kid out of Atlanta, man. Shout out Karan.
That made the
Man,
production.
that produced that. Shout out
Okay.
to Karan. Once I put this project out, Enigmatic, he got probably 75% of the production on there.
Oh wow.
And he young. He 20 something made that beat. And it's just when I heard it, I don't know, like
Just
just
something
soul
about
say
it.
it's just something about it. It just like it hit me.
Hmm.
And I was trying to figure out what I was gonna do to it. And then I started thinking like Children of the Corn, Children of the Corn. But I'm like how do we flip? Like how do I flip it and make it more Children of the Cotton? And then I got the hook. And then, that's one of them songs, it's just a full run, hook, verse, hook. And I just had some stuff to express about that, what how that beat and how I was feeling and what I wrote. Children of we the lost, not forgotten. You can never stop them. Children of the
Cotton,
Cotton.
right?
Like if you can't gravitate towards that, my brother.
Yeah, I feel like that's like some. If you don't get it,
Right,
you ain't gonna get
it's
it.
not for you.
Yeah.
It's not for you
Yeah.
to get,
Yeah.
and that's cool.
Mhm.
But everybody who that's for should be able to get that right when
Yeah,
they get to
like
going like this. And then just to add the sprinkles on top of it, man, I was in physical therapy. As you can see, I got the little thing. I've been dealing with a car accident and all of that since last September, a year ago. But I'm in physical therapy and I'm next to this older gentleman and we talking and he just get the going on about the history of things
Mm-hmm.
in this state, Missouri. And when I say he got the going, that's who you hear at the beginning of this song. And I asked him, I stopped for, I said, excuse me, because this wasn't my first time around. Like we go, I guess we had the same Tuesdays and Thursdays. I see him on that Thursday.
Uh-huh.
And I said, excuse me, what you talking about right now is important. Can I please capture that with no disrespect? And he like, oh yeah. And just got to talking like I ain't say nothing and rewind it back. I had to get it.
Mm-hmm.
It was that important. Like, slavery, how they treated us, all of that.
So that was an actual recording that you got live from just being out. That's
yeah,
dope.
that's history. Talking about history
Mm-hmm.
while I'm talking and rapping about history
Right.
of us. So that was his own. That was that man. His own account. His own experience. I didn't tell him, pay him,
Say this, do that.
nothing. That was
Just
natural,
him.
organic, and he let me freeze frame it and capture it. And I took a snippet of it and put that at the beginning, and then I closed it with what Malcolm said. What Malcolm said pretty much about by any means necessary.
Right.
So that's pretty much the whole embodiment and thought process on that track.
Hey man, make sure y'all check out that song, man. It's a dope ass song. And so over these years, you've been putting out these singles, and then you leading up. You just mentioned a project,
Enigmatic.
Enigmatic.
So think of Enigma and then think about Nas when he did Illmatic. Enigmatic. Which is an actual word. Enigmatic. The enigmatic one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an anomaly. I'm different. You don't know what you're gonna get. You see me one way and perceive it to be that might be a mistake. I don't know. I'm different.
Right.
And people who know me, they know that to be true, but I'm a genuine person. You're going to genuinely get me.
Right.
For better, for worse, good day, bad day. I'm me.
Right. Okay. So what is in store for 2024? That's my final question I got for you. Are we gonna get the album before 24 is out? Or
This
any
is
visuals? What
this
can we
is
expect?
this is what I got in store. So piggybacking where we left off and going into the question that you just asked, the trajectory for 2024. Learning all this on the fly, I didn't have release dates, then pulled them back. I didn't have ideas, then pulled them back. I put out on the DSPs the preview, which was pretty much a EP of the songs that's out now. I pulled that down. Follow Me, which is one of my biggest songs. I'm about to redo that like we under new management.
Okay.
Let's just put it that
So
way.
you're just
Like I'm
restructuring.
rebranding, restructuring in real time as I go. But before the year is out, Enigmatic will be dropping. We're trying to close out the year with Enigmatic and probably another EP.
Okay.
But coming right into the top of 24, I'm just gonna keep slapping y'all with projects. Like how Don Trippin' them doing it. I caught on to that. I'm just gonna keep slapping y'all 5, 7 songs at a time. But different though.
Okay.
Different concepts. Different themes.
Okay.
So as you can see what I've been pretty much putting out, almost the same subject matter, but everything sounds different.
Right.
Because I'm finding who I need to find as far as production and all of that. But every song I wanted to hit different.
Okay.
I wanted to have a different emotion. I wanted to tell a different story. I'm not really into, the projects or the, the rappers that everything sound the same. Shout out to Don Tripp, but it all sound the same.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
Them CMG boys, it all sound the same.
Yeah. I feel that.
So that's what I'm planning to do. Like if I drop a project and it inspired you in this way, it made you think about this sort of thing, put you in this sort of mood. Like when I come again, it's not gonna be that.
Okay.
It might be happy, it might be sad. I might be talking about my prison experience. I might be talking about issues that's going on, relationship issues that's going on that we don't talk about.
Right.
Like I'm one of them type of like conceptual writers sometimes. Like I want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to make the cool stuff, and I'm learning how to make, the stuff that they like now, the minute and 30-second songs.
Yeah, so much of it is, man, a minute, 30-second, 2 minute
But
songs.
I mean, I get it. It's a business. I'm learning how to leverage what I know about the business and real time as the business of this is evolving in real time, while staying true to who I am and staying true to the core elements of what this is.
Right.
Like, never in a point in time of what we're doing should we feel compromised or corny about
facts. Nah,
what
facts.
we're doing.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of shit that I just won't do because I feel like that shit just so fucking corny.
It's beneath you.
And other people do it, they blow up, and that's cool for them. But I'm not doing that.
And that's for them, and that's cool. You know why? Because they may have not been through the same experience.
Facts.
Or
right,
whatever.
Yeah. All right, man. Hey, listen, I appreciate you. We gonna play some games of Tekken.
Oh yeah, we finna get it in. I'm trying to learn how to be a streamer.
We got this Tekken 8 loaded up, so we gonna get into a few games of this. What you want to play? Best 2 out of 3 or best 3 out of 5? Like you gotta win 2 or you gotta win 3. Which one you want?
Best 2 out of 3.
Best 2 out of 3 is good for you. Okay. That is pretty much, like tournament rules. You can press start button on yours first, right here. Yeah.
Boom, we in
You'll be on that side.
red side. Okay. I already know who I want to pick. Where the dude with no what's the BC?
You talking about Law? Oh, Leroy. Okay, Leroy.
I know a little something, man.
You get to select the board as well.
Now I had the Xbox. This is my first time really
It play the
jamming.
same. Square is like left,
I know it's
triangle
the
right.
thing,
Yeah,
so-
it's thing. You don't gotta know the buttons for to play a fighting game. For me, it's when I play those sports games where I get torched. because of the buttons, because
They
of the X
switched.
button.
They switched the configuration.
The X button. That be fucking me up.
I don't
Alright.
like the difference between GTA between the consoles. I'd rather play the GTA.
PlayStation? Really? It makes that much of a difference? You think?
To me,
Alright, let's get it. First game right here. Now you know you got on special. Yeah, you don't want to do that, do you? If you want that, you know, you pressing in your stick. That's how you go.
oh man, I try to get me out this corner, get me out this corner.
Yeah, it's a bad place. It's a bad place to be right there. Rock is your best friend.
All right. I'm getting some movement. I'm getting some movement. Hold on, I'm getting some movement. I'm getting some movement. And I just gotta learn these buttons because unlike Street Fighter,
Well,
this is not a button now.
You keep on pressing that thing and it's putting you into the special mode. So you know, it's like not really the buttons, if you will. So wow. All right, that was a good first one. Yeah, when you press in that left stick, sometimes you accidentally do it. When you press it in, it puts you in that special mode. You can either go to character select or you can rematch. Just press it. All right, you gotta win this one. This is a must win for you, brother.
No, but you just juggled me across the board.
When it comes to Tekken, it's really hard out here, man. I'm like hard level.
Tekken always been one of the ones. Like what's the difference between dead or alive?
Yeah, that's I think my buddy used to love that game.
This way. Yeah, there we go.
That's a good round right there. He trying to get that dub on that one.
We need to get better.
That will be a break.
Oh, get up. When I should have leave.
He's ready to fire with it to the lead.
Oh. I should have jumped up.
GG's, man. GG's, man. I appreciate
I
it.
should have jumped up.
Hey, man, love. I appreciate you coming through. Before we get out of here, I got one last thing you got to do for me, though.
What's that?
One last thing. You got to sign. You got to sign the plates right here for your boy.
Of
If you look
course.
right there in that box, there's a whole bunch of different markers. No, right here in there. It's a whole bunch of different markers. You could choose one, whatever color you like.
Man, we on that purple rain, like.
Say that purple rain,
Yeah,
find
like
you a
Chris,
good
man.
spot. Sign the plates for your boy. I truly appreciate it. Make sure y'all tap in. Go follow Gutter Israel everywhere. check out the music on your favorite
Gutter
streaming platform.
Israel, man, because I've been Trill. Google Gutter Israel. I got the whole first 7 pages, probably 10 pages on lock across all streaming platforms. Talk to me, jump on my DM, get at me. I'm a real person. I talk to real people.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. He actually forging relationships and building with people that I know are good people in the city. And definitely, again, I appreciate you coming through and spend some time with me, getting some games with me, and let me know about who you are as an artist and everything like that, man. Definitely appreciate your time.
And there we go, man.
Look, check it out. Let me show the people at home before we get out of here. Check it out. Come on. Zoom in for me. They don't want to zoom in. They trying to get us. There it is right there. You see it.
Bling, bling.
Gutter Israel. Go search that on Google. Follow them everywhere. Check them out.
Man, thank
Talk
you
to
for
him.
having me, man.
Hey, no
It's
doubt,
been a
man.
pleasure,
Listen,
man.
no doubt. I appreciate you coming through,
appreciate
man.
it.
You've been hitting me up. We've been building for a while, so definitely gotta have you come over and show some love. You feel me?
I appreciate it. Gratitude.
Until the next time, y'all. Peace.